I have to work on that.
Yes.
Is that something that you feel like you have to work at?
Yeah.
To have normal human interactions with someone who...
Yeah, actually, it comes up a lot when somebody has like a moral dilemma. Or like
yes, they really want to share something with you, get your advice.
Yeah.
And you're taking them through these thought experiments.
It's like it kind of comes to mind. Like if somebody's going through something like a personal experience or they don't know what to do, and it can be very serious or something. And you have just read like 15 different papers on this, and there are thought experiments, and there are ways which actually genuinely could be quite like useful ways to think through, but it just doesn't feel appropriate. But that is the equivalent of, you know, the meme about like the girlfriend who sort of comes to you and says, I've got this problem. You're like, oh, well, here's how you solve it. And they're like, I don't want you to give me solutions. I just want you to listen to me. There's a lot of that going on.
That's all humans.
I saw a version of that. There was like a woman who was talking to her boyfriend, and it was like on an online video where she's sort of like, you know, I just feel like she's got this headache all the time, and like it just won't go away, and I feel like a lot of pressure, and then it cuts out. She's got this like nail in her head, and the guy's like, well, you have got a nail stuck into your head, and she's like, oh, you're always looking for solutions, aren't you? You never just want to listen to how I feel. And
but that's all people want, right? Is to feel.
Yeah. You can ask a question sort of on that whole area. Do you have a therapist or someone that you like go towards? I imagine, once again, I don't want to over intellectualize you or put you in a position where it's like, I don't know, but
I do, and his name is Jesus.
Okay. I was just wondering, do you have someone that you, like, if you have a moral dilemma, do you find yourself, or a dilemma or any problem in your life, do you find yourself having a hard time over intellectualizing it? And do you go to a therapist?
Yeah, like I'm incredibly indecisive. I haven't done therapy, like not consistently anyway. I think I probably should. I think everyone should. It's probably a good thing. In some ways, it might be a sort of a perversion of the Catholic confessional, though. It's sort of like, you know, let's take this thing which is rightfully God's and give it to human beings. But honestly, this actually is more to the point that, like, if I've got some kind of genuine like moral problem, if I've got like an issue with a friend or something like this, I am not going to go to like my philosophy tutor. I'm going to like speak to my friends. I'm going to speak to my mum.
Yeah.
Because there is something about not being caught up in all of that. Like Thomas Jefferson said something like, if you've got a moral problem, he'd just as soon give it to the plowman as to the academic or the philosopher.
Now you're going to Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah.
Well, but you know what I mean? Because they're not going to get like,
give us a moral problem. We're going to help you out
in artificial rules. You know?
Yeah.
Tell us something you're going through. This is good. We're going to de-philosophize.
You're going to be the therapist, right?
No, we're going to be your boys.
Thing is, man, like, I think it's more fun to talk about the sort of weird, wacky, ridiculous, like, ethical dilemmas.
You don't like talking about yourself.
No, because then when the real ones come up, like, it's
why don't you like talking about
easier
yourself?
to work through them. Because I'm like quite uninteresting. You know, I am a.
Ooh, now we're getting somewhere, bro.
I am just a mouthpiece for other people's ideas. That's what I do on the internet. You know.
You think that reflects a low self-worth?
I don't think so, because I think I know what I'm good at and I stick to it. You know, like I don't think.
Would you be worth something if you weren't good at it?
I don't know. I mean,
why not?
Because I don't think that worth exists. I'm not an so kind of like well, no, but trivially no.
So if worth doesn't exist, then you would be worth just as much as anybody else.
Yeah, I think so. That's the thing.
And just as interesting.
Well, maybe, but I mean, like,
depending on the thing. Like, clearly you're interesting to us, right?
But the thing is, man, like when I say that's what I think I'm good at, or that's what I'm interesting, or that's what I can talk about. That's not like to doubt, because you say like, well, if you didn't have that interesting thing about you, would you still be interesting? It's like, well, no, but in the same way I could say, like, if you weren't funny, would you still be funny? It's like,
well, it depends who you're talking to, I guess. Like, I might find what I might find the most interesting thing about you is your hesitation to talk about yourself.
Right.
Like, that's what I really want to know about.
But I mean, like, what do you want to know?
I want to know the last like moral dilemma that you've been in. Well,
genuinely, the reason why I hesitate to answer that is just because I struggle to remember exactly. Like the last time I had like a serious moral quandary.
What about not serious? What about just like a disagreement you got into?
Interpersonal conflict.
Yeah, your girl's mom was saying something annoying.
Honestly, man, like. I don't know, you know, like, what was the last moral conflict?
Don't put it on me. Put it on me.
I don't think I can remember. Oh, I think. Oh, I remember now. Yeah. So I was booking a train up to.
It's all about trains, isn't it?
Up to DC.
first 5 people. You're not gonna believe.
No, talk to us. This is so good. I mean, there's so much analysis of,
I did
of
have.
the world.
I was on a train once, and I saw a bunch of like workmen like on the tracks, and I posted a picture because I was like, man, I've trained for this moment. I'm like, I'm so ready. You know who to call. I was getting on a train, or I was booking a train, and I thought to myself, I was trying to choose between which like class of seat.
Yes.
Because I wanted to get some work done. I was like, should I get the fancy first class thing where you get the space and stuff?
Yeah.
And I was like, it'd be like an extra like $100 or $200. And I'm thinking, I could take that $200 and I could like donate it to charity. Mm-hmm. I could like deworm about 15 children somewhere else in the world.
Yeah.
That's a moral dilemma.
Yeah.
And that's something that I do actually think about quite a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Is in terms of spending money, how you could spend it more.
I mean, I think about it and then I spend the money. You know, but I do think I do think about it.
Sometimes that's all we need to be good people is think about it.
So yeah, I mean, I really was just struggling to think of something, but that's an example. You know, I will think about that.
Are you a good friend?
I like to think of myself as one. In particular, I have a kind of, I guess I sort of have a philosophy of radical honesty. Like I can't stand when I'm like keeping something from someone. So
does that make it hard to build friendships?
It can do, because sometimes it's like to a point of pedantry. Like if I feel like I've done something that I shouldn't, or something that I will like volunteer this information to people that I care about.
Sometimes selfish, right?
And that's exactly that is definitely sometimes
He's
selfish.
pulling that lever every time.
And maybe that's what's drawn you to philosophy, because it's made you feel more normal, right? Like,
well, I don't know. Like
you're looking for justification for.
I genuinely just find it interesting.
Behavior. Yes. Well, of course, you wouldn't follow something.
Because actually, the sort of the kind of stuff that's like life applicable, stuff about like whether it's always wrong to lie or this kind of stuff, I actually find really uninteresting.
Right.
Like in my personal life, that's the stuff that I wrestle with the most. Moments like that, like, is it okay to lie in this circumstance?
Right.
But like in like doing academic philosophy or whatever, it's the least interesting thing in the world to me.
Whether one should lie or shouldn't.
Yeah, I want to talk about trains. It's probably just all autism, isn't it? Like it's trains and it's like academic. Like
you've dedicated so much time to your life to this, and like you're obviously an expert and masterful in debate and all that stuff. And like, is there time? I find myself, even anytime I talk to a therapist, I find myself avoiding talking about myself. And I'm like, what am I doing?
Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
How does it make you feel?
Yeah, and I think you're being condescending a little bit right now, but there is something that's like, what am I avoiding? Am I like, have I retrofit justifications for all my behaviors and those are fine to me and it feels good enough so I don't want to fix it? Or am I scared of what I might find and how that could like shatter my foundation? I don't know, but I find myself doing that. Yeah. So, but I wonder if you've done so much analysis on the human condition and maybe really just your own, and why you don't have like a strong feeling about a certain thing. So you're like, why is that normal? Because I imagine you could indulge both sides in a lot of these arguments, and that's normal for you, where like the average person is like, you can't pull the lever. What are you, a psychopath?